Hey everybody, Jim here, once again, on a little walk on this fine sunny day, or it was when I shot this. It's actually a really rainy day as I'm sitting at home recording this. What you're looking at now is the neighborhood of Koenji, or at least some of it. There's a lot more to Koenji than just this side. I came to this side because I wanted to go to this book off that we're going to today, but Koenji is a very awesome neighborhood. I discovered lots of cool sort of like international foods and bars and things like that, and lots of just bars and cool stuff in general. Kind of a nightlife kind of place, kind of a good place to get some food, and just a nice neighborhood in general. I was really digging the vibe of Koenji, that sweet Koenji vibe, and I'll probably come back here quite a lot more. But look what we got here. A Book Off Express, as they call it. The Express is, I don't know where that comes into play. It's basically the same as any other Book Off. But, you know, that's not such a bad thing, is it? As we look at some Switch lights, things like that. A few things in the case. Which I do not have a Switch Lite. I have my Switch, which is good enough for me. I have a lot of fun with that. And speaking of, we're looking at a bunch of Switch games here for low prices. Because, you know, it's all used, but I mean, everything's going to be in great condition anyway. I mean, it would be hard to really do any damage to a Switch little cartridge thing. But you can see we got plenty of games here. We got some Samurai Spirits, Dragon Ball Fighters, other various things. Book offs are great places to go to pick up current gen stuff for a little less, because again, it's all used, but it's all in good condition. You know, I've never bought any any duds from here, and as you can see, some of the prices on these things, 20 something, you know, bucks here, 30 bucks there, not a big deal. So for PS4, Switch, stuff like that. And in fact, the day after Mario 3D All-Stars was released, there was already a copy at Book Off for like 10 bucks less. So it's a good place to go to get some used stuff. As we take a look at this Senran Kagura game, for whatever reason, I was just drawn to it. I don't know why. Yeah, plenty of Senran Kagura. This what is this called? DJ Max? DJ Max by Arc System Works. So yeah, oddly enough, something published by Arc System Works that isn't a fighting game. I found that interesting. We got the new Sakura Wars. They even got a copy of Shenmue 3. How do you like that? And the Shenmue 1 and 2 HD re-release. So that's pretty cool. Some Akiba Strip 2, which I've never played. It's 1,800 yen. I actually played the original Akiba Strip, and thought it was pretty entertaining. I actually played it while I was back in the US I was there for about a year or so, and playing Akiba's Trip was kind of fun, because I hadn't been to Akiba in so long, and I wanted to, you know, see how accurate the game was, and it was quite accurate. But we got a whole bunch of Ryuga Gotoku games here, aka Yakuza, so lots of those. We got some Seiken Densetsu 3 and Undertale, stuff like that. Raiden 5, which actually reviewed the Switch version. That's a great shoot 'em up. You can pick up for your PS4 or Switch. And what's also good too is if in the future you're on a trip to Japan and you pick up this stuff, you know, Switch, PS4, all of that. All of these games are region free, so just pick them up and then take them home. You don't have to buy a whole new console, which is nice. But plenty more stuff, including Umihara Kawase, 1,800 yen on the PS4, which is cool. I'm a Umihara Kawase fan. I like them. Sort of tricky puzzle platformers in a way. So I've played several of those. But yeah, as you can see, we got Vita here, which is all good. I've said this before, I've never even played a Vita in my whole life. But DS and 3DS, I did play quite a lot of that. Played plenty of Zelda, Mario Kart, Dragon Quest, all that good stuff. Can never go wrong with DS. And we have PS3 as well, including this little fighting game area here. We got some, looks like Gundam and some King of Fighters, which is always nice. This J-Stars game for $4.64, which is quite cheap. Dragon Ball, what is that? Hyper Blast or whatever it is. Yeah, so many Dragon Ball games, so little time. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I can remember when I was a kid first getting into Dragon Ball, and they were like, no Dragon Ball games. I had to import the crappy PlayStation games. And then, if only I would have known, several years later, just an absolute glut of Dragon Ball games. Well, not a few years later, like a decade later, at least. Because eventually they did start just throwing them out there. Anime became the big thing, and we just start to see all kinds of anime games. They've started to release them retroactively. As we look at some PSP stuff here. I mean, well after, what was it, like 2000 or 2001? They're like, let's release Ultimate Battle 22 for the PlayStation. This crappy game from 1995. I'm off on a tangent there, though. My Dragon Ball game rant, Biohazard Outbreak, stuff like that. So we got all these PS2 games here, which is a console I still pick up games for. Hyper Street Fighter 2. Fantastic game. Love it. But, yeah, you know, picking up games for myself, picking up games for the patrons, because there are a number of people that requested PS2 and PS1 games, which is what we're looking at right here, which I still collect PS1 games for myself, you know. It's one of my favorite consoles of all time. So we look at some Capcom Generations. But yeah, especially when you're collecting for the Japanese PS1. You know, you can get pretty much all the classics I enjoyed back in the day, but so many new sort of like undiscovered games. Star Ocean: The Second Story for $2.64. One of my favorites, probably one of my favorite RPGs ever, actually. I love that game. It's a really great action RPG, as I struggle to get it back on the shelf. But Star Ocean, love it. Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha for $4.64. It's a good deal on that. And again, a game I love and spent a lot of time playing growing up. Can never go wrong with Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha. I played it way more than I played even the sequels, actually. And then Ranma 1/2 Battle Renaissance, which is unusual to come across. 1,800 yen, which is way less than I normally see it for. So I actually did end up taking that home with me. Even though it's not a great game, actually. But somebody requested it specifically. So you know who you are. You're going to get your copy of Battle Renaissance. As we look at Biohazard 2, Final Fantasy 7, all the classics. They're all super cheap. Tales of Fantasia, $2.64. So a lot of this stuff in here can be picked up for like a couple of bucks, these PlayStation games. $2.64 for Dino Crisis, $8.91 for Dino Crisis 2. So super cheap on those PS1 games. We got Metal Gear, the Twin Snakes for 1,800 yen. Which, that ain't so bad. And I thought this was kind of cool. We got some Xbox and Xbox 360 stuff, including Jet Set Radio Future, which is an amazing game. I love it. One of my favorite original Xbox games. And, yeah, something I'd love to see a new Jet Set Radio. We even had a few little Famicom, Super Famicom type things here. Dragon Quest II, $8.91. We got Super Donkey Kong, aka Donkey Kong Country. We got Mario World, we got Kirby's Superstar, and even the N64 Castlevania. Pretty cool, for 1,800 yen. So, that's pretty cool. So they had a handful of things in there, but I did pick up a few games. And, and I had a nice walk today, too. So that's it for this little book off, for games at least. Yeah, obviously I had other things, manga, DVD, CDs, but I picked up a couple of games. Was happy with that, and honestly was just happy to be in Koenji, walking around on a nice day, exploring, and just enjoying the fresh air. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and hope you enjoyed. Come back for the next one. Take care. Goodbye.